Okay, I am going to quickly run through here how to navigate Blackboard for the ERT201 Digital Fundamentals course and how to do the first lab/assignment and basically how you would do all other assignments. Should be the same format for this course. Alright, so what you should see now is I am in the student preview mode of the Blackboard page, so this should be exactly what your page looks like. This is the home page right here. From here, basically everything you want to get to from here is going to be under the content page. But before we go there, I'll show you a couple things. First of all, from here you can see my announcements. You can click on these things here. This is where all the announcements come up. Anytime that I want to send a mass email or announcement to students, it'll show up in here. I also convert it to an email as well, so it comes out in email form. It should go to everybody as well that's in this course. So that's where this stuff comes out, so you can see any announcements here. And go back to the home page. I don't really use all this stuff over here, so I don't know exactly how it works, but you can explore that on your own. When we have our online class tomorrow, to get to that, you'll see this tab over here at the very bottom that says Virtual Classroom. If you see Virtual Classroom here, you're going to click on that, and then you should see all of the links here. Once these are actually functional tomorrow morning, you should be able to see this one here when it's open between 8 and 10. On Thursday, you'll see a button over here at that time that says Join. This is where you basically go. So here under Virtual Classroom, go to this first one here, say Join the class or whatever. Click on that. That takes you into the Virtual Classroom environment. And that's where it's like a web meeting in there. So that is how we do that. So that's how you'll do most of your virtual classrooms, I would imagine. And then it looks like Teams or Zoom or something like that, except it works out very well for the teaching environment in there. So that is how we get to the virtual classroom. That will come in handy tomorrow. So there's no external link you need for that. You just go to the Blackboard page and go through here to get to it. Everything else we need is going to be under Content. So if you go over here to the left, under Content, and click there. So you see a couple things on here. The very first thing is the syllabus. You can click here and open up the syllabus. That explains everything that's going to happen in the course this year. And then we have a couple other tabs here. You see this one called Week 1. There will be one for each week they'll create, so there'll be a new tab for each week. There's also folders here. One that says Physical Breadboard Lab Videos. This contains all of the videos for the physical labs. If we were actually doing the physical labs, you could use these. Now you will have your kit. We'll pick those up. Trying to make arrangements to get those a time for you to pick those up. You can watch these videos, and with your kit at home, you can do these labs as well. This is how we would do the labs if we were actually in a live lab. But these videos are all excellent. They're done by Darren Holmes, who's the tech normally for this course. So he has created these videos years ago, and he keeps updating them, and they are very thorough. So they are very good. Lots of good pointers in here of how to execute these things. Okay, so that is all the lab videos. To go along with those lab videos, under lab PDFs, there is a PDF for each lab. So if we open one of these up, we'll see this here. So each lab has its own PDF. Normally, if we were doing this lab in the regular delivery of the course, you would be printing off one of these PDFs and actually filling this in by hand. Now last year I went through and converted all these to an electronic format, so that is actually what we're running with this year as well. So this has already been done ahead. So what you'll see is we have a PDF version you can access, and there's also now an electronic version of each of these labs as well. That's exactly the same thing. But this basically shows you how to do all the wiring of the circuits you'd be doing on your breadboards or the wiring of the circuits we're going to try to do in the Tinkercad virtual environment as well. So for example, I'll show you in a second here. But that's basically where all the PDFs are located. Now, for our week 1 content, when we look in here under week 1, we got a bunch of different folders in here. So we have PowerPoints. These are our 2 PowerPoints for this week. We have a lesson and we have an introduction video. So an introduction PowerPoint. Under videos, these are the videos that I've been making. So I was late getting these done this week, I will admit to that. So I put up the first one today. But these should always be here on Monday morning. This is basically a walkthrough of the PowerPoint. So this is a link to the YouTube channel. So this is basically the PowerPoint with me basically narrating it, and then you'll see in here I'm basically writing on the screen as well as stuff's going on. Okay, so that is where all the video content will be held. And then there will be some additional content. If there's anything of value that I think here. So for example, here for week 1, there's a really good video that I found online explaining 2's complement. This is really good to watch. I would suggest any additional content I'll put in places like this. And then for this week, we have lab number 1. So this is our assignment for this week. So this is just a link within the course that links back to where the video is for this one. This is a link to the PDF for this one. So for this one, what we should be doing, opening up the PDF, and you will see this lab number 1 is a little bit weird because there's nothing to wire for it. It's just doing a bunch of math conversions. So you're converting numbers from binary to decimal, from decimal to binary, to and from hex, to and from BCD, 2's complement, stuff like that. So normally in this lab you'd be doing all this by hand. I want you to get through and then answering some questions at the end here. So the purpose of this one is to get you to learn how to do all this stuff by hand. Now I am very aware that you can just open up a calculator and it's very easily, you can very easily just say, what is 87? And that's your binary version of it there, or the hex version of it there. You can definitely do that to check your work. You could do this entire assignment by doing that as well, or find an online converter for it. That's not the purpose of this. You want to learn the fundamentals of how to do these conversions by hand. That is the purpose of this assignment, okay? So please learn how to do that by hand. When I test you for this, I will find a way to make you do this by hand. Maybe that's going to be, there will be some hand calculations you need to verify and figure out where the error is in them. So you have to know the methods of doing this by hand. You won't just be able to use a calculator to do it. Now, going forward, of course, you're probably always going to use a calculator to do this. But you need to know the background methods behind this. Okay, that's the purpose of doing this at this point. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing. So normally we would do this on paper. Now, of course, we don't have anything, we're not submitting any paper this year. And even last year I converted all these to electronic. So what we have instead, under content, week 1, what you're going to do is you will always find week number 1, lab, number systems. This is your lab submission for week number 1. So we're going to click on this. This is basically how you submit your lab. So this is basically like an online test. You're going to say begin. And this is essentially bring this up again here. Bring this up side by side here. You can see here these are the same as these. Okay? So basically what you'd be doing here, this is all converted to an online format for entering your answers. Okay? So what you're going to do is go through each of these, convert the following from binary to decimal. That's the same question as over here. Convert the following from binary to decimal. Let's say this, I'm going to say that's 47. This is that. I'm just throwing numbers in here. Okay? So you're going to basically go through, answer all these. When you get down to the end, there's going to be some multiple choice questions. These are the same questions as over here. I'm going to answer these questions. And then when I get down to the end, I say save and submit. It's going to tell me I didn't answer some of the questions. That's okay. Now, when you get to the end here, you've got to make sure you hit OK. All right? Say OK. It's going to give me my score. I got 4 out of 35 points total. Now, with all of these assignments, we are letting you do multiple submissions. You basically have unlimited submissions for this. The purpose of this is I want you to figure out what you did wrong and go back and figure out how to do it right. So, when you're at this stage, I have 4 out of 35 points. I can look at each question. First question here, I got 0 out of 1. Next question, I got 0 out of 1. So I can tell I got this one wrong, got this one wrong, got this one wrong. Go down through these here. I got all these ones wrong. All right, 1 out of 1. So I got this question right. I got this question right. I got this one right. I got this one right. I can write down which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong. Go back through and try to fix what I did wrong. All right? So eventually, do this a couple of times, you should be able to get a very, very high mark on this. Okay? Once you hit OK here, you can't see your final individual results. But when I go back and try the test again, I can go back, I can view all my attempts. I click this View All Attempts. We're running slow right now. It seems to be frozen here. Anyway, this should work. It seems to be stuck right now. Yeah, I can say, all right, we're going to start a new submission. Save and submit. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get a 0 on this one. Okay. Try this again. Again. View all the attempts. Not letting me do that. Okay, but when I do this, it should show me all the times that I've attempted. If you look at the video for the ERT201 course, I'm doing the same type of thing. This is going to record in the Grade Center what your final mark is. It's going to take your highest mark out of every attempt you've made. Okay, so you can keep trying this. If you get a lower mark, it's still going to take the highest one you've recorded. And that is basically how you do one of these lab assignments. Okay. That should be it. So that should be how we do, how we navigate around within Blackboard in this course. Okay? So, key thing here would be review the videos, look at the PowerPoints, review the videos, do the assignment, and attend the online class tomorrow morning, 8 until 10. Okay? So we'll see you there. Good luck.